Hello. Today we're going to talk about the licensing management portal from Trend Micro for the MSP program. If you haven't received your login credentials yet, please reach out to the Ingram Micro team and they can make sure that they can get that for you. However, you should have received these credentials. Definitely check your spam box to see if you have them to log in today. Once you're logged in, you'll be greeted with our licensing management portal platform where you'll be able to see on the dashboard here the total number of customers that you have in your environment, whether or not there's any licensing warnings that you need to take a look at, as well as you'll see on this left side here that you can create a customer, you can create a service plan, you can also export a customer summary. Along the top, we can return to the dashboard. We take a look at users and licenses by seeing all the customers that we have provisioned within the licensing management platform, what products we have available to assign to customers, the service plans we have created, and any registration keys that we need to take a look at. Under billing, we're going to see that we can take a look at our usage report. We'll talk more about this later. And then finally, under administration, we can take a look at our account and company information. We can change our branding settings on the licensing management portal and remote manager to include our own logos or banners. We can set up email notifications, templates, and how we are going to receive alerts in the environment, as well as information about customer transactions. We do have a getting started rocket ship over here, which will help us create our first customer, implement NFR licenses, and view reports if we forgot. We can make that small again by clicking the X. And then we also have the ability to go directly into our remote manager through single sign-on to get into actually managing the customer security environments. Today we're going to start though with creating a service plan. Now, think of a service plan as your product offering. You're going to want to reuse this service plan for your customers. So if you're going to offer worry-free services, then you would offer a service plan for worry-free services. And then maybe you're going to have worry-free services XDR as well. So then you would create a service plan for worry-free services XDR. So you would have two service plans, but you could assign either one of them over and over to your customers. Today we're going to create a test service plan. I'm just going to label it test, and we're going to name it Worry Free XDR. Now, the drop-down menu here will give us a list of the services that we have to offer that we can include in this service plan. Your list will be much shorter than this. But if there are products that you would like to offer that you have talked to your Trend Micro rep about and you don't see it in the product or services menu, please reach out to your Ingram Micro Trend Micro team and they will be able to get that added for you. As mentioned, though, we are going to do the worry-free XDR today. Now you'll see we have an option between a trial and a full license. A trial license allows us to create a 30-day 10-user license that we can deploy in a customer's environment so they can try it out. We also have the ability to enable trial form for this service plan. So we can go ahead and create this service plan as a trial. However, today we're going to go ahead and go as full. And we are going to keep this unit as seats because that is the only option. And then finally, we want to make sure here that all of our data centers are selected as USA. If we don't do that for our USA customers, they may have difficulty accessing services, as well as it is difficult on the back end for this to happen. We would have to rebuild their environment. So just make sure all of the drop downs do say USA for data center. Now down here at the bottom, we have the ability to determine how frequent or how long will this license be active for. We have the option of monthly, yearly, or other. Now this doesn't change the way you're billed. This just changes the way the reporting for your customer billing is in the environment. You will still be billed in arrears from Trend Micro and Ingram Micro on a monthly basis. But if you want to set it up and collect from your customer on a yearly basis, you could set it as yearly or monthly. It's more for record keeping on your part. We recommend keeping it as monthly and then going to automatic renewal. So license will be renewed automatically regardless of the initial license period, and 1 month for auto extension. This means that at the end of the month, it'll just automatically renew. We don't have to worry about any lapse in coverage if we don't have this set up. If we did set it up that it would not automatically renew, then we would want to make sure that we select how soon do we want to be notified that a license is going to be expiring. It could be 30 days, it could be 1 day, it could be, any day in between. But for now, we're not going to be concerned about that because we are setting our license up for auto renewal on a monthly basis. All right, now that we've got everything filled out, our service plan name, what service we're offering, the fact that we've got every data center set up is US, and we've set up a monthly renewing license, we're going to go ahead and save that service plan. Once that service plan is saved, we should see it right here, Test Worry-Free XDR. It was created on 7/21/2021, and it is a full monthly license with auto renewal. Now we're going to go ahead and create our customer. So we're going to go in and click the little gray icon for Create Customer. We're going to give this a customer name. So we're going to say Test Customer 1234. We are going to enter at least the minimum required amounts. You can also put the other information in, but we're going to say, this customer is located in Williamsville, New York, right near Ingram Micro. And I think I misspelled that. 2 L's, not one. We could put the postal code, we could put emergency contact, we could put notes, but we do need to create an account name. Now this account name should be a unique account name. It can't be similar or the same as any other one out there, including if this is your customer account you're making for your NFR licensing. You don't want to use the same account name that you have for the licensing management portal. So we're going to label this as Test Customer 1234. They're going to be an administrator. This person's name is Test Customer. Their address is Test Customer at nowhere.com. Well, you know what? Let's, for this purpose, I'll use mine. I don't want somebody getting weird alerts and being confused on what is happening. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and send an account creation email immediately upon creation. Now down here we have the option to assign a service plan or skip a service plan or cancel. What we want to do, we just created a service plan. It's easiest if we just go assign that service plan right now. We are going to look for that test service plan that we created. We need to scroll through. There's a lot of them in here. All right, Test Worry-Free XDR. We're going to sign it, and we got to select the number of seats. For this, we're going to enter in 30 seats. Why not? These are not the amount of seats that you're going to be billed for. Instead, this is the amount of seats that you're saying that can be assigned to that maximum. This can be changed later. We recommend a 10 to 20% overage over what they need today to allow for extra scaling, extra deployments of seats, until you have to come in and add more later. So we'll go ahead and save that. And now we have successfully created our customer. We have successfully assigned them a service plan. And now we have an account name, we have a password, and we have a sign-in URL. These are the credentials you can give to your customer if they are going to be having any sort of management or viewing the interface on their own side. If you're managing everything and they are not going to be going into the dashboards at all to get reporting and you're going to be handling all that, then you don't need to provide this information to them. This is not how you would log into their customer environment. All of our portals are single sign-on, so you will just continue through to the remote manager and their customer environment using the same credential you logged into the licensing management portal. Again, this is for if you want to give the customer access to their management portal for either managing it themselves or having visibility to view it. So for now, we're going to just hit OK. And now we have created a customer. As we can see here, it is license has started. We have a start change date, which is again today, and it'll expire in 1 month, but it will auto renew. Now, let's talk about some more things in the licensing management portal before we go and take a look at that customer in the remote manager. So talking before about users and licensing management, we could go in here and we see all the customers that we have in the environment if we wanted to make sure, that everything is in order. So we can see all of them, get some information, some licensing information there. We can, see who the vendor is, who the contact person is. We also have the availability to see all the service plans that we have created. So we saw that a little bit before when we were looking through service plans. So we could go, and if we needed to turn any of these off or on, we can. And then we have some other things like registration keys and available products. In billing, we have the ability to take a look at our usage reports. Now, these usage reports are for the month previous. So at the beginning of July, the June report cycle was available. This is available to you starting the 1st of the month through the 6th of the month. We recommend you go in here and you take a look and make sure all the numbers appear to be correct. You can make changes and put comments in there. So when it gets sent to Ingram Micro for review and processing, if there was any licenses that may need to be canceled out, or if there's any concerns about the way it was set up, you're aware of that, and you can make Ingram Micro aware of it. So we'll take a look at this report so we can see how it looks. We're going to see all the different services that we offered or that you offer to your customers. You can see how many seats were provisioned across all your customers. You can see how many were actually used. And then if you over provisioned any, it'll give you an idea of how far over provisioned you are. And then how many units were actually chargeable. So as we can see here, looking at our worry-free XDR offering, while we provision 374 seats, and these are the seats we provision when we assign the service plan, in reality, across all of our customers, we're only using 21 seats. So if we bring this straight across to chargeable units, we're going to see we're only being charged for those 21, only the ones that were deployed and used that month. So there's no concern really about provisioning more seats than you need to use. However, again, we recommend only 10 to 20% over provision as opposed to 1,600% over provisioning. Now, if there was a issue on your report, you could go in here and make a change and say, you know what, I deployed one of these 3 days before the end of the month, so I would need to change this from 21 to 20, and then you could put a comment in here and say, one of these was deployed on June 28th, and we need to see about modifying this because they didn't get a full month of service out of it. All right, once that's all done, you can save this, and like I said, it will get automatically sent on the 6th of every month to Ingram Micro, and then around the middle of the month, you will receive your billing from Ingram Micro. And then over here under administration, we have several other options here that we can do for administrating the environment. We have our account information tab where we can manage our user, reset passwords, set up two-factor authentication. We can configure our settings there. We can also go in and set branding settings, so we can go into our product consoles and we can change our banners and our logos on our consoles to have it branded to your organization if you would like to do so. And then finally, over here, we have that getting started. As I mentioned, if you forgot how to create your first customer, you forgot how to do the NFR licensing or how to view reports, you can come back here to the little rocket ship. You can go through and it'll take you right to how to create a service plan, how to create a customer, and guide you along the way. So that concludes our discussion today of Licensing Management Portal. Following up later will be a remote manager option that you can view as well. Thank you.